Hi, everybody. I hope this finds you well. I have to say that, like the Summerwells and Monkey Vaughan case, the murders of the four Idaho students have me grab my phone the moment I wake up to see whether there is any change. It is also the first time ever in my 60 years that I sent a tip in any case into the police, and it took me 3 weeks, a lot of thinking and reaching out to a number of people before I finally decided to actually do something myself. I'm sure you are all curious as to what I, an old woman from another country, could have seen that the police, FBI, and those boots on the ground could not see. But I just can't explain right now. I'm not in the business of doxing or hurting people for clicks and views. But I'll stay on top of it, and if something changes, or if there is no change in the next month or so, I'll reveal my email to law enforcement. As things stand at the moment, we have a group of people surrounding Ethan, Zana, Maddie, and Kaylee, all of whom could have potentially have had a hand in the murders. And the list is growing daily as social media is digging into those surrounding these four students. And that is another reason why I'm not going to reveal what I found, as it may just add another name to the list and a name of a person who may also potentially have absolutely nothing to do with the case. Only time will tell, and I am prepared to wait rather than run the risk of doxing an innocent person and his family. As things stand at the moment, it appears social media's number one suspect is Jack DeQuir, Kaylee's ex-boyfriend, and following closely is Jack Shewalter, the young man who allegedly arrived at the food truck with him. I'm saying allegedly because law enforcement has not confirmed that Jack Shewalter was Hoodie Guy. We are all assuming that law enforcement spoke to others at the food truck and that they identified him as Jack S. Because, quite frankly, I watched that footage a couple of times and not once can one see Hoodie Guy's face properly. Then there is Jake Scheringer, Maddie's boyfriend, who seems to fly under the radar. Then there is neighbor Jeremy, who got a lot of attention, but whom we can now very much rule out, as he was so keen to have himself ruled out that he went and offered his DNA to law enforcement. Then there is Iman Harsh, another neighbor who is a bit of a weirdo with a history, but as he had spoken out so publicly, I think the FBI or law enforcement had already spoken to him and likely has his DNA already. And now, after another video had been released of Maddie and Kaylee walking with Hoodie Guy, in which we can clearly hear Kaylee say to Maddie, Maddie, what did you say to Adam? And Maddie responds, I told Adam everything. The name Adam was added to the list of suspects by social media. So who is Adam? Was Adam the bartender? Was Adam Jack DeQuir's roommate and friend? Or is Adam the bartender and Adam Jack D's friend one and the same person? What did Maddie tell Adam? I'm sure law enforcement had been around to ask Adam by now in an effort to build a picture of what happened that night. Of course, there's also the matter of the white Hyundai Elantra. The whole issue surrounding the vehicle is slightly baffling to me, and unless law enforcement has more than what we are being told, I think it is a waste of time. Clearly, law enforcement does not have a vehicle registration number. Otherwise, they would have found the vehicle by now. So, what is the point? The captain said they have 22,000 white Hyundai Elantras to go through. Okay, so firstly, Moscow only has 25,000 residents, of which nearly half are students. So we are guessing they are including neighboring towns and cities in their search. But let's say they find one or two or even three white Hyundai Elantras which belong to someone who could potentially be connected to the case. How are they going to prove a month or two or three down the line that that particular vehicle was the one on the scene? That is, unless someone admits to having been a passenger in the vehicle or admits to having been the driver. For me, the DNA and forensics will be the most important evidence in the case, but unless they find the person whom the DNA belongs to, even that will be useless unless or until they identify a suspect. I hear many creators say that the murderer or killer must have killed before, but I do not agree. Well, maybe he has, but has not been caught yet, and therefore his DNA is not in CODIS. But I somehow doubt it. Maybe he killed animals before, but I think this is someone who had not committed a crime of any magnitude before. Creators are saying that this person must be working in an environment where they deal with blood or death daily or on a regular basis. I do not think that is necessarily true. Even serial killers have a first time, a first kill. Creators are saying this person must be ex-military or a hunter or work as a butcher because he is not squeamish. Well, I do not think that is necessarily true either. As a single parent, I learned not to be squeamish because there was no one else to clean up cuts and vomit and poo. Then there are doctors, nurses, EMTs, cops, janitors, and many people in a variety of jobs and positions who are not squeamish, but not killers either. They are not squeamish because of their circumstances or jobs. Even farmers have to have a strong stomach when dealing with animals, and so do people like vets, dentists, etc. The list is long. Creators are saying the killers must be skillful with a knife, and that supports their theory that he must be ex-military, a butcher, or a hunter. No, he could also be a surgeon, a chef, or even a gamer, or someone who watches action movies on a regular basis. The fact is that unless one can see and read autopsy reports and crime scene reports, we don't know enough to judge how skillful or not this person actually really was. At this point, all we can say with relative certainty is that the killer was likely male, fit, and strong. And even that is only likely because one of the victims was indeed a fit, healthy young male. Maddie and Kaylee were both tiny and drunk. It would not take much to overpower them, particularly not with a weapon of sorts. So, to end this video for now, here is my guess as to the killer. It is still my opinion that the killer is a male between the ages of 18 and 35. He is not overweight and relatively fit. I still think he was known to the victims and had likely been to the house before. I think he is a rather quiet person, someone who built up anger and resentment over a period of time, a fact he may have kept from everyone, including the victims. If I was law enforcement and the boyfriends and closest friends had truly been ruled out 100%, I would start to look for someone with a long time connection with the victims, maybe even someone who was at the same school and then the same college as the victims, or someone who worked with the victims for a year or more. This kind of resentment and anger build up over a long, long time. Or something happened to trigger this kind of rage and anger in an instant. Okay, I'll continue to look into this and I will keep you updated. And in the meantime, as I'm taking a bit of leave on my other channel, I need a break there. I'm going to look into some more curious cases because that is for my own pleasure and fun. So I'll see you again soon. Please take good care of yourselves. Bye.